Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will discuss about the last year's or previous year's asked question in set exam about English literature. So let's start today's video. The first question we can see on screen. That is, the first question is, which character in Chaucer's general prologue was stout and brawny with a wart on his nose? Okay, so which one is the character in general prologue of Canterbury Tales, Chaucer, that have stout and brownie, which is what on his nose? And the correct answer is the miller. Option number C is correct here. Now the next question, whose excellent sonnets were the first to be linked by subject matter and theme? Whose excellent sonnets were the first to be linked by subject matter and theme? So the which one is the correct answer? So the Sir Philip Sidney's. नेक्स्ट, टू whom इज स्पेंसर सोनेट सीक्वेंस अमर्टी एड्रेस्ड? स्पेंसर की जो सोनेट सीक्वेंस है अमर्टी जिसका टाइटल है वो किसे एड्रेस है? सो टू हिज ओन वाइफ, टू हिज ओन वाइफ. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, question number 4, in which Shakespeare does the following line occur? Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown, and the correct answer is Henry IV. This is occurs in Henry IV. Which did the mystery play deal with? What did the mystery play deal with? मिस्ट्री प्ले जो है वो किससे डील है? तो मेडिवल थीम से डील होते हैं. अ मॉरल विच इज़ आर टेलिंग द मॉरल स्टोरीज एंड रिलेटेड विद द मोरालिटी, जिसे हम जो है मोरालिटी प्ले भी कहते हैं. बट जो व्हाट डिड द मिस्ट्री प्ले जो डील होता है वो मेडिवल थीम से, मिस्ट्री से डील होता है. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज बिब्लिकल थीम्स. मिस्ट्री प्लेज की जो थीम है वो बिब्लिकल थीम है. Was this the phase that launched 1,000 ships? Is the celebrated list from? So the correct answer is Dr. Faustus. Was this the phase that launched 1,000 ships? Is comes in Dr. Faustus. Then, from whom did Bacon borrow the general conception of the essay? देखो, फ्रांसिस बेकन इज फेमस फॉर राइटिंग essay or the essay writing. So from whom did Bacon borrow the general conception of the essay? So which is come from or the borrowed from Montaigne. Who coined the phrase Marlowe's mighty line? Marlowe's mighty line जो है वो किसने कॉइन किया है? So the coin by Ben Jonson. Next question number 9. Which of the following play begin with the line, if music be the food of love, play on? So the everyone know that it is come from the 12th night by William Shakespeare. ये जो लाइन है, if the music be the food of love, play on, so the 12th night. Next question, who wrote the poem Retreat? So the Retreat, it is a beautiful poem by Henry Wagon, the Retreat. The next question, question number 11, who said of Shakespeare, sweetest Shakespeare, fancy's child, rabble his native wood notes wild? So it is by the John Milton. Next, Sir Thomas Browne wrote Religio Medici to defend doctor against the charge of. So he wrote the Religio Medici. It means the religion of medicine. So which is defending or against the charge of witchcraft. Question number 13 here on screen, that Milton's Areopagitica is a great impassioned treatise on. मिल्टन का जो एरियोपैजिटिका है वो ग्रेट दैट इम्पैशन ट्रीटीज जो है वो है फ्रीडम ऑफ द प्रेस रिपोर्ट, प्रेस राइटिंग. द नेक्स्ट, हुज डायरी प्रोवाइड अ फैसिनेटिंग ग्लिम्स ऑफ लंडन फ्रॉम 1660 to 1669. So it is a Samuel Pepys is a famous diary writer, and we can a fascinating glimpse from his diary from 1660 to 1669, and the name of the person is Samuel Pepys. Which allegorical work traced the life and journey of Christian from the city of destruction to salvation? So the answer is very easy, the Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan जो है एलेग्रिकल वर्क है जहाँ की लाइफ जर्नी बताई जाती है, जो क्रिश्चियन फ्रॉम द सिटी ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्शन टू द सैल्वेशन की तरफ जा रही है. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which mock heroic epic was based on a family quarrel between the Petres and the Arabella farmers? So it is written by Alexander Pope, The Rape of the Lock, which is a real incident पे बेस है. Arabella farmer जो है उसके जो हेयर ऑफ लॉक जो है कट बाय द पेट्रो और द लॉर्ड पेट्रे, एंड Alexander Pope wrote a rape of the lock, which is a character Belinda. So it is a based on real story, and the name of the work is Rape of Lock. In which city did Thomas Gray live with his mother and aunts? In which city did Thomas Gray live with his mother and aunts? So the Stockporges. Answer is Stockporges. Now the question number 18. Which work of William Wordsworth told the story of growth of his own mind? वर्ड्सवर्थ का कौन सा वर्क है जो उसकी स्टोरी बताता है द ग्रोथ ऑफ हिज ओन माइंड? दैट इज द प्रिल्यूड. द करेक्ट आंसर इज द प्रिल्यूड. विच वर्क ऑफ बायरन मेड हिम एन ओवरनाइट सेंसेशन? सो द बायरन्स डॉन जॉन is a work made him famous overnight. Now the question number 20. Who described Byron mock epic Don John as sometime who described Byron's mock epic Don John as something wholly new and relative to the age? So the described by Shelley, P.B. Shelley. Which play of Shelley predict humanity's eventual freedom from tyranny? कौन सा जो शेले का पे है जो प्रेडिक्ट करता है ह्यूमंस इवेंचुअल फ्रीडम एंड टायरेंट? दैट इज प्रोमेथियस अनबाउंड. प्रोमेथियस अनबाउंड. Next question, which poem of Keats begins with the line, "A thing of beauty is joy forever"? So it is from the Endymion. It is from the Endymion. Sometime our student confused with the two Grecian or Nightingale, but it is a thing of beauty, joy forever, which is come from Endymion. In which year did William Wordsworth became the poet laureate? तो जो विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ है वो 1843 में पोएट लॉरिएट बने थे. आप कमेंट में बताएं कि उनके पहले कौन पोएट लॉरिएट थे. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, थ्रू विच वर्क डिड मैरी वॉल्टनस्क्रॉफ्ट डिफेंड द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन? सो थ्रू द वर्क ऑफ वेंडिकेशन ऑफ द राइट ऑफ वीमेन, मैरी वॉल्टनस्क्रॉफ्ट विच इज़ नोन एज अ ग्रैंड मदर ऑफ फेमिनिज्म, जो उन्होंने डिफेंड किया था फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन के, तो उसका वर्क है अ वेंडिकेशन ऑफ द राइट ऑफ वीमेन. Now, next, the Lotus Eaters presented a perfect picture of a life of fantasy. The Lotus Eaters presented जो famous poem है, written by whom we can you can write on comment, that is about fantasy. Which quality of Keats impressed Tennyson the most? Which quality of Keats impressed by Tennyson the most? That is the medievalism. Next question, which Victorian poet wrote Gods in His Heaven and All Right Work the World? So the Browning. Which Victorian poet? That is a Robert Browning. In poem such as Fra Lippi and Andrea del Sarto, Browning reflect his love for Italy. जो पोएम है रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग के फ्रा लिप्पी एंड एंड्रिया डेल सार्टो, उसमें उनका जो लव है रिफ्लेक्ट होता है towards the Italy. By which name does Lamb refer to his sister in his essay? जो चार्ल्स लाम है उनके अपनी सिस्टर को कौन से नाम से रेफ़र किया है अपने वर्क में? तो वो नाम है उसकी बहन का ब्रिजेट. ओके. नेक्स्ट, विच इंग्लैंड पोएट डिफाइन पोएट्री एज अ क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ लाइफ? सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज आर्नोल्ड. ओके, मैथ्यू आर्नोल्ड जो है अपनी पोएट्री को डिफाइन करते हैं पोएट्री एज अ क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ लाइफ. Which novel by Dickinson is written against the background of the French Revolution? So the correct answer is here A Tale of Two Cities जो है which is written about against the background of the French Revolution. Now which poet wrote this celebrated line, knowledge comes but wisdom lingers? तो कौन से ऐसे पोएट है जिनके वर्क में लाइन आता है knowledge comes but wisdom lingers? तो वो है टेनिसन, लॉर्ड टेनिसन. Lord Alfred Tennyson or Alfred Tennyson. Which is the best known poem of the Edgar Allan Poe? So the Raven is a very best known or a beautiful poem of Edgar Allan Poe. You should read it before going to exam. Now, who does Arnold's Elegy Thyrosis commemorate? Who does Arnold's Elegy Thyrosis commemorate? So the Hugo Claw, आर्थर ह्यूगो क्लॉ जो है या जो फ्रेंड है उनके आर्थर ह्यूगो क्लॉ उनके लिए कमोमरेट है, उनके मेमोरी में कमोमरेशन में लिखी है. नेक्स्ट, द नॉवल विदाउट अ हीरो इज द सबटाइटल ऑफ इट इज़ अ वैनिटी फेयर बाय MC Thackeray. So it is a novel without a hero and the subtitle is Vanity Fair. तो Vanity Fair जो नॉवल है उसका सबटाइटल है नॉवल विदाउट अ हीरो बाय द Thackeray. Then, which novelist expressed that happiness was but the occasional episode in general drama of pain? तो ऐसे कौन से नॉवलिस्ट एक्सप्रेस करते हैं कि हैप्पीनेस जो है वो ऑकेजनल है, एक ऑकेजनल एपिसोड है इन जनरल ड्रामा ऑफ पेन. सो इट इज़ बाय द थॉमस हार्डी. नेक्स्ट, द फ्रेज विवरली नॉवल इज एसोसिएटेड विथ वॉल्टर स्कॉट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विलियम ब्लेक्स लैटर पोएट्री इज डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज इट इज़. विलियम ब्लेक की जो लैटर पोएट्री है इट्स हार्ड टू अंडरस्टैंड. तो ऐसा क्यों है? बिकॉज इट इज़ मिस्टिकल. द फेमस लाइन famous line where ignorant that Armai's clash by the night is taken from a poem that Wilfred Owen, Matthew Arnold, W.H. Auden or Seyfried Sassoon. So the correct answer is Matthew Arnold, where ignorant Armai's clash by the night. Next question is that which play of Oscar Wilde has the subtitle A Trivial Comedy for Serious People? So it is a very very important play according to the SET examiners, that is the importance of being earnest by Oscar Wilde. Importance of being, how the ladies are crazy about that surname Ernest, or the why the Ernest surname is important. So Trivial Comedy for Serious People, it is a subtitle. Rupert Brooke, Wilfred Owen and Seyfried Sassoon are together known as a वॉर पोएट. जहाँ पे रूपर्ट ब्रूक आपको दिखता है, विल्फ्रेड ओवन वो जो है वो वॉर पोएट कहलाते हैं. हु डिस्क्राइब हिमसेल्फ माई फेस लुक लाइक अ वेडिंग केक लेफ्ट आउट इन द रेन. हु डिस्क्राइब, किसने खुद को ही डिस्क्राइब किया है? माई फेस लुक लाइक अ वेडिंग केक लेफ्ट आउट इन द रेन. सो W.H. Auden, written by W.H. Auden. Next question 43. Phrase stream of consciousness was used by in his Principle of Psychology in 1890. किसने stream of consciousness इस term को use किया है Principles of Psychology इस book में 1890 में? So the William James. Then to great extent whose autobiography is Autumn Journal. So it is by the Louis Macnish. Question number 45. Which play of Harold Pinter was his first great success? So The Caretaker. His birthday party also famous, but The Caretaker is a great success. Question number 46. Who found biography a depressed industry and transformed into the fine art? So the Laton Starchy. Who found biography a depressed industry and transformed into fine arts? The Laton Starchy. Question number 47. Whose play teaches no lesson, has no morals, call for no reform but depict truth its own sake? So this is by the Arnold Wesker. Arnold Wesker is known for the kitchen sink drama also. You should learn about it. Whose play teaches no lesson, has no moral, call for no reform but depict the truth for its own sake? That is Arnold Wesker. Next, which poet uses all kind of symbols like rose, falcon, horn, tower, wind, lion, etc.? So the W.B. Yeats. The correct answer is W.B. Yeats. Now, question number 49. Which black preacher, traveler and novelist wrote the story of 17-year-old Harlem boy John Grimes? So it is James Baldwin, written by James Baldwin. So you can tell me on comment what is the name of the novel of James Baldwin, that which black preacher, travel novelist wrote the story of 17-year-old Harlem boy. Then what does the term episteme signify? So the episteme signify the knowledge. That does the term episteme signify? Episteme का मतलब है यहाँ पे knowledge. Next question. In Aristotle's Poetics, In Aristotle's Poetics, we read that it is the imitation of an action that is complete and whole and of a certain magnitude, having a beginning, middle, and end. What is it? It is a tragedy. It is a famous definition of Aristotle in his Poetics, that tragedy, it is an imitation of an action, it is complete, whole, and in certain magnitude. Okay, English with the so having a middle, beginning, and end, it is a tragedy. Next question, who among the following writers asserted commonwealth literature does not exist? Who among the following writers जिनका कहना है commonwealth literature does not exist? That is Salman Rushdie, a famous पर्सनालिटी जिनका मैजिक रियलिज्म का एक वर्क भी फेमस है, मिडनाइट चिल्ड्रन. इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन क्वेश्चन नंबर 53, देर इज़ नथिंग आउटसाइड द टेक्स्ट. इट इज़ अ स्टेटमेंट बाय जैकब्स डेरिडा. इट इज़ बाय जैकब डेरिडा. Now the question number 54. To refer to the unsolvable difficulty a text may open up, Derrida make use of the term aphoria. The refer to the unresolvable difficulties a text may open up, the Derrida make use the term aphoria. Okay. Then heteroglossia refers to. Heteroglossia, it is a multiple variation of languages and ideas of a text. Option देखते हैं. Multiple variation of language and ideas of text. Juxtaposition of multiple voices in text. So the correct option is here. Option number A, multiple variations and language and ideas of text. Then Simsi Heni was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in which year? So Sims Heni is awarded in 1995 with the Nobel Prize. Which Indian novelist and short story writer is often known as the mouthpiece of the underdog? कौन से इंडियन नॉवलिस्ट एंड शॉर्ट स्टोरी राइटर है जो माउथ पीस ऑफ द अंडरडॉग कहलाते हैं? दैट इज मुल्कराज आनंद. विच इंडियन पोएट वॉज इंस्पायर्ड बाय एडमंड गूस टू चूज इंडियन थीम एंड सीनरी? दैट इज सरोजिनी नायडू. देखो 3 नाम हमें याद रखने हैं. अगर आर के नारायण आते हैं, आर के नारायण है तो हमें ग्राहम ग्रीन को याद रखना है. एडमंड गूस है तो सरोजिनी नायडू है. ओके, जिन्होंने उन्हें हेल्प किया है. एंड A.K. रामानुजन जो है, और सॉरी मुल्कराज आनंद जो है, मुल्कराज आनंद भी एक पर्सन जिन्होंने उनकी ग्राहम ग्रीन ने हेल्प की है, सॉरी. और A.K. मुल्कराज आनंद को, और आर के नारायण को फॉस्टर ने, और जो हमारी सरोजिनी नायडू है वो इंस्पायर्ड है एडमंड गूस से. Then the method of learning teaching which is opposed to passively receiving information. The method of learning teaching which is opposed to passively receiving information, that is a structural method. Now the question number 60. Dash is the name given to the variety of languages distinguished according to its use. Dash is the name given to a variety of languages distinguished according to its use. That is register. What is register? Register, it means that language between two lawyers, language between two doctors. So is the name given to the variety of language that distinguished according to its use. Then The Emperor Jones is a play which can be labeled as that expressionist or the expressionistic. Okay, जहाँ पे कहा जाता है. Then Laura in the Glass Menagerie is. तो द ग्लास मेनेजरी जो है उसमें शी इज़ अ क्रिपल्ड एंड हाइपर सेंसिटिव यंग वीमन है लॉरा, जो ग्लास मेनेजरी है उसमें. देन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वाज रिप्लेस्ड बाय कम्युनिकेटिव लैंग्वेज टीचिंग? सो द सिचुएशनल अप्रोच जो है वो कम्युनिकेटिव लैंग्वेज टीचिंग से रिप्लेस हो गया है. द डायरेक्ट फ्रेंच इन्फ्लुएंस ऑन द इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज ड्यूरिंग द मिडल इंग्लिश पीरियड was in the form of it was in the form of intake of French words into English. So our correct option is option number B. Now the question number 65. Which of the following provided theoretical basis for audiolingual method language teaching? Which of the following provided theoretical basis of audiolingual method language teaching? तो वो है behaviorist psychology and Bloomfieldian structural, Bloom taxonomy और Bloom theory. Okay. So our C option is correct here. Next question 66. Which book is often said to inaugurate the subject cultural studies? Which book जो है, तो रिचर्ड हॉवर्ड की जो बुक है द यूजेस ऑफ लिटरेसी, ये मानी जाती है इनागरेशन ऑफ सब्जेक्ट इन कल्चरल स्टडी. So our correct answer is option number D, Richard Hoggart. The next, which cultural theorist is the opinion that cultural study is a tendency across that disciplines? So the correct option is option number that A, Toby Miller. Toby Miller is a theorist in his opinion that cultural study is a tendency across disciplines. Next, 68th question. Whose study states that romances satisfy women needs that are not made by patriarchy, all the while paradoxically reinforcing? That is the Jancy Rodway, whose study state, इनकी स्टडी कहती है कि रोमांस जो है satisfy women's need that are not made by the patriarchy, all the while paradoxically reinforcing. That is Jancy Rodway. Which of the following is not true in Dalit aesthetics as given by the Sharan Kumar Limbale? Okay, so it is the agony, assertion, resistance and anger of the Dalit should be expressed. So the here our correct जो option है वो है sympathy for the Dalit should be generated. Which of the following is not true? So the agony, assertion, resistance, it is true. Dalit experience should take precedence over solution, it's true. Sympathy for Dalit should be generated, it's not true. Now next, Claude Lévi-Strauss of grammatology, Jacob Derrida the archaeological of knowledge, Northrop Fire structural. तो हमें यहाँ पे मैच करना है. सो यहाँ पे करेक्ट ऑप्शन हमारे हो जाते हैं दैट क्लाउडे लेवी स्ट्रॉस जो है वो है स्ट्रक्चरल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. देन जैकब डेरिडा के लिए ऑफ ग्रामेटोलॉजी. देन नॉर्थरॉप फायर जो है वो है एनाटॉमी ऑफ क्रिटिसिज्म. एंड जो मिशेल फुको है, मिशेल फुको का आ जाएगा हमारा दैट इज archaeology of knowledge. Okay, now the next also here Bucci Imecheta, Burgess daughter, Amamata Ado, Joy of Motherhood, Nadine Gordimer, Devil on the Cross, Gugi wa Thiango, Our Sister Killjoy. So the correct option is here option B, that is Bucci Imecha. Correct option is Joy of Motherhood. Bucci Imecheta का जो है वो है जॉय ऑफ मदरहुड. देन एमाटो एडियो जो है उनका वर्क है आवर सिस्टर किल जॉय. और जो नदीमी गॉडमेर है उनका बर्जस डॉटर. नदीन गॉडिमर जो है नदीन गॉडिमर उनका वर्क है बर्जस डॉटर. एंड गुगीवा थियांगो जो है उनका जो वर्क है वो है डेविल ऑन द क्रॉस. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट, डेरिडाज अमेरिकन डिसाइपल वेयर. तो डेरिडा के अमेरिकन डिसाइपल्स कौन से हैं? जॉफ्रे हॉटमन, पॉल डी मान एंड एच हेरिस. So the option number A is correct. Now, aphoristic is a term associated with the essay of फ्रांसिस बेकन. aphoristic जो टर्म है वो फ्रांसिस बेकन के essay से रिलेटेड है. देन फॉर गॉड सेक होल्ड योर टंग एंड लेट मी लव, ये जो लाइन है वो बहुत ही फेमस जॉन डन की पोएट्री कैनोनाइजेशन से ली गई है. द पर्सन इज़ नॉट अ कैरेक्टर इन स्टेनेस ट्रिंस्टम सैंडे. तो स्ट्रिंटम सैंडे में वर्जिस कैरेक्टर नहीं था, बाकी सुशांत था, डॉक्टर स्लोप थे, ट्रिम भी था, वर्जिस कैरेक्टर नहीं था. द डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ आर्ट फॉर आर्ट सेक वॉज एडवोकेटेड बाय, इट इज़ एडवोकेटेड बाय वॉल्टर पैटर. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ आर्ट्स फॉर आर्ट सेक. सो द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज बी. इमिनेंट विक्टोरियन इज़ अ वर्क बाय. इमिनेंट विक्टोरियंस ये जो वर्क है ये वर्क है लेटन स्ट्रैची का. और सो द आवर करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन नंबर डी. द लिटल आर्म्स एंड द मैन इज बोरोड फ्रॉम. द लिटल आर्म्स एंड मैन जो है ये बोरो किया है वर्जिल के वर्क से. ओके, द स्प्रंग रिदम और स्प्रंग ड्रम थेरी वॉज एन इनोवेशन फ्रॉम, इट इज़ अ जेरार्ड हॉपकिन. इट इज़ फ्रॉम जेरार्ड हॉपकिन. आई एम द एनिमी you kill my friend, this is a use form strange meeting. Okay, so the correct option is A. Double speak and thought crime are concept found in the work of. So these double speak and thought crime we can found in 1984. Question number 82. In a doll's house, Nora's husband is a Trowald. Then Kazuo Ishiguro writes novels in English. Though he's a Japanese writer, he wrote in English. I have spent many days stringing and upstringing my instrument while the song I come to sing remain unsung. These lines are these lines by the Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, the first poet to win a Sahitya Academy Award for English poetry was, so the first poet to win Sahitya Academy Award for poetry in English, that is Jayanta Mahapatra. Then Girish Karnad wrote plays in, Girish Karnad wrote in English also and in Kannada also. What is IPA? IPA stand for International Phonic Association or International Phonetic Alphabet. Both are correct. Then the term which refer to the influence of one sound segment upon the articulation of another, so that is two sound became more like a even incidental is. The term which refer to influence of one sound segment upon the articulation of another sound. तो जब मतलब कोई रेफर टू इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ वन साउंड सेगमेंट जो दूसरे पे आर्टिकुलेशन अनदर पे उसका साउंड का जो है आर्टिकुलेशन होता है, सो विच इज़ नोन एज द एसिमिलेशन. The language formed by the attempts at the communication by two mutual intelligible speech communities can be called. So, language formed by the attempts at communication by two mutual unintelligible speech communities known as the Pidgin. The notion of word English was propounded by the notion of world Englishes was propounded by Braj Kacharu. The official languages of the country are listed in its schedule to the Constitution of India, that is 8th. Call refer to. So the call is computer assisted language learning. Okay, the purgation of pity and terror through art is known as, it is a catharsis. The purgation of pity and terror comes from catharsis. Antonio Gramsci's idea on dash can be found in the work. So the Antonio Gramsci's ideas on Marxist theory, prison notebook, can be found in the work. Okay, so the Antonio Gramsci's idea on Marxist theory can be found in the work of Prison Notebook. Then, The Raw and the Cooked is a work by, The Raw and Cooked, it is a famous work by Claude Lévi-Strauss. In work dash, Ellen Showalter stresses the history of women's literature in Europe in 3 phases, which are, देखो जो वर्क है टूवर्ड्स अ फेमिनिस्ट पोएटिक्स बाय द एलन शोवाल्टर, उन्होंने फेमिनाइन फेमिनिस्ट एंड फीमेल, फेमिनाइन फेमिनिस्ट एंड फीमेल. ओके, so the Eurocentric prejudice against the Asian and Arab Islamic people and culture are examined by, so it is examined by Edward Said and in Orientalism. The option A is correct here. Then Erich from present a reinterpretation of the story of, so Adam and Eve. Okay, so the correct option is A. The Vakroti Siddhanta was postulated by whom? So the Vakroti Siddhanta was postulated by Anandavardhana. It is over by the Kuntak. Then the match the pair है यहाँ पे. Remaining those questions are after 100 we will see in the next video.